Alright, it's raining cats and dogs outside today, so we're going to work on smallbore silhouette targets. What the differences are, the very, very basics of how to get it done. I've got my favorite coffee cup. Let's go. Alright, so on the workbench of doom, we have your basic smallbore silhouette targets. 1/5 the size of the high power rifle targets. These are what you're going to be shooting at with your 22 long rifle cartridge. Alright, first up is chickens. They look simple, don't they? Small little chicken. These are the closest target that you're going to be shooting at. That's at 40 yards or 40 meters. You're going to really need to know the venue that you're going to shoot at if they're shooting in yards or meters. 40 meters is about 44 yards. It doesn't seem like a big difference, but the difference in your dial-ups are going to be really close. So you're going to need to know the difference. You're going to need to practice. Make sure your scope settings are set up for the different distances. We'll get into that in a separate video. But here's the chicken. Now the chicken, pretty average shape. Your point of impact where you're going to want to be aiming is in this area in here. And it's almost like an egg-shaped target. Now it's not very big. You're out there, if you're at 40 meters, 44 yards, almost half a football field. Here's a quarter. A quarter is almost your center of mass target range right there. So think of how far a quarter is away at 50 yards, half a football field. They seem simple enough because they're small. You know, not a big deal to knock them over, right? But at that distance, it can be kind of a stretch to hit them all sometimes. Next target up is the pig. Now the pig's at 60 yards, 60 meters, depending on where you're going to be shooting from. I kind of find the pigs to sometimes be my easiest target, or the target where I'm going to get the most hits. Where you're going to try to impact on the pig, you have this great big, almost like a football shaped area in here. Big oval, lots of room for windage, not a whole lot of room for elevation. So you're going to be real careful when you're lining up that sight to get in towards the center, wherever you choose to be your center point, and try to make that impact. In this area here, you have this high back area, hump, into here. Next up is turkeys. Turkeys we're shooting at 77 meters, which is like 82 yards. Really find out at your venue where you're shooting these. Some people will put these at 75 yards. There's a big difference between 75 yards and 77 meters. 75 yards, 82 yards. So really know at the venue where you're going to shoot at where they're going to be placing the turkeys. It can make a big difference in your dial-ups. But once you know, if you're switching from different rifle clubs, you know that Club A has it at 75 yards, Club B has it at 77 meters. You'll know your dial-ups. You'll be writing yourself out a notebook or a note card that has exactly the information you need for that target. Alright, turkeys. I hate turkeys. They're the worst for a lot of people. Some people no problem, some people they're just the worst. And the reason really is on the turkey. It's out there. 77 meters, 82 yards is a long way to be hitting this. You've sort of got a football shape again on a little bit of a diagonal. The easiest way for me to line this up is to line it up straight up and down with the leg, the base section, to try to get some sort of a center mass aim for a hopeful hit. That's probably the best way to put it. The turkey has a lot of elevation on it, up to the head, elevation all the way down here. Not much in the way of windage. This is the diabolical part of smallbore silhouette, or really any silhouette shooting, is you've got some targets that present sort of a nice round target almost. You know, remember we held that quarter up and it was a nice round center area. But they're not all the same, they're totally different. You've got, you know, an oval shape in the left to right. You've got an oval shaped diagonal with not much presenting itself for windage. We'll move on to rams. A ram target at 100 yards or 100 meters. 100 meters is 109 yards. Again, know what the venue is shooting at, because there's a big difference with a 22 long rifle cartridge in the drop at 109 yards versus 100 yards. If you have it set up for 100 yards and you normally hit in here, and now they're working on meters, you may be dropping right off the animal. You just got to know. Also, and this happens to me all the time at certain places, I'm set up in my mind, in my brain, in my notes for 109 yards, 100 meters, and I'll go someplace where they're spotting them at 100 yards, and I'll just get completely bollocksed in the brain of impacting over the back of the ram for a while until I ask somebody, oh, those are at 100 yards? Yeah, they're at 100 yards. Damn it. It's those things that happen. Now, your nice impact target range in here is this nice big oval. You've got all kinds of windage, left to right, all kinds of left to right property. Not much at 100 yards up and down. And I went and found my comparison quarter, and here's my quarter dead center on that ram. Now, let's say you're trying to hit this guy at 100 yards. That doesn't work. So we're trying to hit this guy at 100 yards. Think about trying to hit a quarter at 100 yards. Standing offhand, no support. Remember, you're not on the bench, you're standing upright. No support. No support. No special clothing, no slings, nothing. Not a very easy target to hit sometimes. The other problem that we'll get into in a whole other video is with turkeys and rams, as we get out to 82 yards, 109 yards, a lot of environmental effect with sunlight changing your position, where your perceived point of aim might be, and because of the heat you get mirage. The heat waves rising between where you're standing and where the target sits. So your point of aim, this is where the spotter comes in. Having a good spotter is such a big deal. I wish I had good spotters. I don't have any spotters usually where I shoot, which is a problem. But your point of aim could be somewhere up here to make an impact over here. It could, a lot of times with mirage, I almost have a point of aim down in here, trying to hold in this little section in here to try to get a dead center point of aim. If I've got a lot of mirage coming up, a little bit of wind going in one direction, you know, I'm aiming in here with the scope in order to make a hit up here. On this little target, at 109 yards, it can be very nerve-wracking. Don't let it intimidate you. Just give it a try. Sometimes if you don't think too much about it, you get more hits. That's a little tip.